can't ask other people to take us serious when we don't show up. If we are emotional about our work, you can be emotional about everything else, but if you're emotional about your work, it means some days you're gonna do it, some days you're not. You have to show up. That's the most important part.
We can describe today's sponsor in one simple phrase: higher education at your own pace. Ashford University is a WSCUC accredited institution that offers innovative online degree programs that can help you achieve your higher education goals. Higher learning is more accessible than ever and can fit into your schedule. Gain skills you can use in your job now and knowledge that prepares you for the job market of tomorrow. You can achieve your master's degree while balancing work and home life. Start earning your master's degree today. Enroll now by going to ashford.edu/success. That's www.ashford.edu/success. This episode is also brought to you by our partner in crime, Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, green juice, can supercharge your life, restore that glow, and help you feel decades younger in just 30 seconds per day without having to worry about shopping for ingredients, mixing and blending them, and then cleaning up afterwards. All ingredients are USDA organic, vegan-friendly, and made without GMO ingredients, gluten, or soy. Where else can you get superfoods like chlorella, moringa, spirulina, wheatgrass, ashwagandha, and turmeric, just to name a few? So make sure you guys check it out at www.organifi.com/success. That's ORGANIFI.com/success. And now to today's show.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
What's going on, y'all? What's happening?
I also got Dr. Douglas Thomas in the building, just looking casual. I see the beard coming in. Don't look like you had a cut in the
I was in Cali.
No shave November.
I was in Cali.
No shave November.
I thought you're not supposed to shave in November.
No, you're not. I didn't know you was complying with that.
You know what I'm saying? I want the people to see it.
Y'all don't know. You can grow a 5 o'clock shadow by like
no. This was 3 days. I ain't gonna lie. I shaved. What's today? Sunday. I shaved Friday night before I left California. I shaved Friday. Yeah.
No question. Yeah, no, I have definitely went to the barbershop and tried to get at least a little something done. Man, catch me up, man. How y'all feeling, man? We over Thanksgiving, everybody back to normal for a minute. The holidays coming up. What y'all doing, man? What's the word?
Chilling, bruh. Chilling. Cold chilling like a villain. Now, you know I'm on the road a lot, see, so when I get a chance to chill, you know what I'm saying, I chill. So we going to be here all week chilling. You know what I'm saying? DD's, well, I'm going to cook. We eat at the crib first. I'm a pastor, so one of the cool things about being a pastor, I call saints who make the best mac, the best dressing, the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Candy at the best. And I just call everybody, ask for something. I make a turkey, bring all their stuff. Now, what I'm going to try to do as a pastor, though, I don't try to be like those pastors that make them cook it and bring it to the house. It's like y'all doing the most. Nah, that's just a spoiled brat. So I actually go to their home. And then we watch
that's my problem with E. You don't take full ownership of the pastoral
all the perks.
gift. Yeah, I'm taking full. I'm like, look, go and bring the pastor Sunday dinner, clean it up for me, come through the crib, look out. You know, some of them pastors, man, they use their full pastoralship and E don't use it.
Nah, not the whole. And then
come on, bruh.
Watch the Lions lose.
Oh, well, that's a tradition.
Then drive to Detroit and hang out with the fam. Yeah,
no question, Carl.
Man, I'm telling y'all. So after, this the wind down, after working on that course that we worked on, man, let me tell you something. I told Tamisha. Tamisha looked at me and was like, yo, you need to stop. I went back TGIM style. I went back in a couple of weeks, man. And
I was wondering if it felt a little therapeutic, though, just kind of like a different vibe. Sometimes you just need to switch up.
A switch. Both. It had both impacts on me because, of course, you're going back. Like I told you, I had to go all the way back. We talked about it last week, all the way back into that creative space. You know what I'm saying? To really bring something from. We got content, but I got to bring it to life in a way that people can, absorb.
Right.
And man, I'll tell you, I went in. So good feeling to be able to create it. You
and
know
to see the response, of course.
Oh my goodness,
it's got to be crazy.
To be honest, that's what drove it because I know the impact it would have had.
Yeah, we talked about it last week, but just to be able to have that done is crazy. So, we are off to a good start. I got a fair file though.
Good.
With the holidays coming up, we got a lot going on, right? There's Christmas parties, there's all kind of stuff. I want to know, maybe y'all wives have ever done it. Now that you have to go places, right? Like, verify that your wife can look at you when you come out ready to go to the joint and just say, "You wearing that?" I didn't know if it was just me. Hold on. Because here go the thing. Now, me and my wife got into it the other day. Shout out to my wife. I love you. But we got into it the other day. I said, "Babe, can you just tell me to go change?" Like, I don't need, it's like, it feels so vindictive. It feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally come out, I go shower up. She might be, doing her thing, getting her makeup, hair done, whatever. And I come out, boom, I sit on the couch and I'm just flicking through my phone, ready to go. She'll come downstairs and be like, "Oh, you wearing that?" I'm like, well, apparently not.
I'm dressed. I'm dressed. Ready to walk
Actually, I was
out
about
the
to go
house.
upstairs and put a tuxedo on.
You feel me?
Right when you...
Hey, bro, I get in trouble with Didi all the time.
Yeah.
Didi is like, yo, I got on a pair of blue jeans right now. I feel like I'm dressed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I got on blue jeans and a jacket, and I'm feeling dressed up. Didi will say to me all the time, "Oh, you wearing that when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe shirt again?"
Actually.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a new one.
That's what I keep telling her. Like, I got 25 in the box. I ain't never wore this one before.
Right.
And she like, "Yo, you wearing them shorts again? You wearing them sweatpants with your little area? Like, are you doing that again?" And I'm just like, it's what you said. See, like, I got my hand on the door, and I'm about to walk out the door. You know what I say to her? I say, "You know what? Nope, I'm not. I wasn't. I was actually about to go outside and walk around the parking lot and come back in.
And come right back in and get my tuxedo on."
Hey, be careful with your response, because my response one time was, "Well, why don't you pick something then?"
Oh.
And that
didn't go over well either. That went over like a fart in church.
Absolutely.
Not well at all.
My only problem with it is the question. Why? Like, just tell me, like, "Hey, babe, it's something a little bit more formal than you probably thought we were going to.
Let's switch it up."
Just, you know.
But I can understand yours. Candace is an I.
Yeah.
So she trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's trying to finesse it.
Absolutely.
But it don't come across as finesse.
It don't. But I'm pissed at D because D a D.
Right. She could just say.
And she's supposed to know just to say it.
Just to say it.
But her thing is, you ain't a D, so you can't take it straight up.
Right.
You know
I
what
was
I'm
hurt the other day. I'm like, what? Let me say this first of all, and me and E talk about this all the time. We work very hard to be able to dress however we want to.
Absolutely.
Any kind of way.
I'm in first class with sweats, a hoodie, looking at my man with an 8-piece suit on, like, thank God I ain't had to do that.
With them dress shoes, he could slide and bust his back at any time, bro. I'm saying, what? You still got on dress shoes?
Bro, dress shoes, bro.
With the hard bottoms, I'm talking about with the wood bottom boys.
I have never had to have a lady say, "You want to put your coat up? You want to put your hoodie up for you?" I'm like, boy, I'm all good. No disrespect to anybody got to do it.
No
I'm
question.
just saying, we worked hard. It's one of the things that we worked hard to be able to do, to be able to dress like we want. And
dress ourselves.
To dress comfortably. Yeah. Again, I've been in the gym, but I ain't been in the gym like I should be, so sweatpants make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? I wear the joggers, though. They like the skinny joints. Yeah. That's why I told my wife, I said, she's like, "You gonna wear that?" I said, "Oh, these are new."
Right. I ain't wore these before.
I don't know if you've seen the swoosh.
I never wore these before.
These ain't the normal Burlington ones I usually wear.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? But
shout out to Didi though. I do want to, I'm going to use the podcast to shout her out, but she been getting on me about the homeless ministry. And I wasn't paying attention until I went somewhere far, and the dude got in the car and smelled like musk. And I was like, okay, got you, D, got you. She was like, "You don't wear no deodorant no more. You on that homeless ministry?" I'm like, "I just don't want to get cancer," right? But I promise you, I went somewhere far away, and they was funky. They was like musty, like I be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, when your girl tell you something, I didn't really hear it in the spirit that she said it.
Right.
She was like, you smelling like you're homeless again. Like you're not wearing no deodorant. First it was no cologne. Now it's no deodorant. Like
Listen,
you smell it. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I'm willing to chalk a few years of life to be fresh out here. That's one thing I cannot do.
I wasn't, but when I smelled my homie, I was like, oh, E, this what you smell like, E. This is it.
Hey, I let you live when you went vegan for a couple months. I will not let you go natural to the point of where you stinking around me.
It's affected the brain.
I'm talking about musty. I knew when Didi would say it, I'd be like, ooh, I could kind of, but it was mine.
Self-assess.
It was the inability to self-smell.
Hey, very, very random, but on this topic, has anybody, y'all use like bar soap or you just use liquid soap?
Liquid.
Liquid, I use bar. You use bar or liquid?
But I do, the Dove bar soap is still my favorite.
It is cucumber.
That joint
That's
fire.
that's the exact one. But here's my thing. I want y'all to think back
dry
of
you out a
using
little
soap.
bit.
No, I ain't tripping on that. A bar of soap when I was a kid, bro, I felt like it lasted a month.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Bro, a bar of soap, now you got about 3 good showers and that
it's one
sucker's
plot.
gone. Like, for real.
You remember that hard yellow soap your grandma used to have? Bro, what was that?
I don't know.
Bro, and it would be this little, and you had to
You
pick
still
it up
had to
and
get it, because my grandma
And
would
it
put a
did-
new one out until that one was
But here's the
gone.
thing, it didn't even set up.
No.
It was just yellow. Like, what?
It just stripped your skin.
I think it was
your
like
DNA.
old school.
It's everything was stripped with that joker, bro. I'm so glad I got money. I don't have to use that no more.
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, shout out to
It had
Cucumber
a little
Melon.
hump in it. You used
Yeah.
to be like, dog.
And that's why I don't wear deodorant, because I use cucumber melon.
Yeah. Oh, you don't need it. Yeah.
I
You
feel,
don't need it.
you
Back
know
in
what I'm
the day,
saying?
man, let me tell you something. Back in the day, you needed it, man.
Yeah.
But man, I've been back at the gym, y'all. I'm feeling good. Trying to get that water intake. But have you ever been to the gym and seen somebody doing something that you didn't have a prayer doing? And you like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
too
even.
much.
So the other day,
It's too
listen,
much.
I'm at the gym, right? This dude, he wasn't super swole, but he is, in shape. And I'm over there, getting a little cardio in, takes and eat my video. We trying to hold each other accountable. And my man is sitting doing a squat against the wall. Bro, with like some 60-pound dumbbells squatting.
Wow.
And like,
Yeah.
I said, oh, yeah, no, I'm not.
Not
This ain't.
necessarily.
It hurt looking at it.
Yeah, no. I looked at him and I was like, bro, okay, you won. Like, stop. What are you
Right.
doing?
If
Like,
you
bro,
tryna-
my
yeah,
man
you
was
won.
squatting
Yeah.
against the wall. So I was just like, wow. So, anyway, how's your workout? Just the people always want to know how to work
Well,
out
just tell them to kinda
regimen.
Take a look.
Yeah, take a look.
He's like,
Here's
look
the
and
deal.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, it's balanced.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm not, because I travel, y'all, and there's no excuse, but when you travel the way I travel, it's a time thing. And then
It's
I'm
an
hurt.
excuse.
No. Here's where I'm
Travel away,
hurt.
no excuse.
Yeah, no, here's where I'm
But
hurt. I flew
but here
in the
comes
other
one anyway.
night, got in at 7 a.m. and had to preach. So I was like, yo, I'm not about to go work out for an hour. I got to preach. Then after I preach, I had to drive to Fort Wayne, Indiana, speak, hour, get back on the road, come back, because I had to be here for today. So watch this, guys. This is my new thing. This is for those of you who don't like to work out like I don't necessarily like to work out. The days that I don't get a full workout in, I don't get to eat like that. I'm just being real. The days I don't work out, Carl, you get one meal, salmon, vegetable,
Balance it out.
and you through, bruh. Because why? You don't need a whole bunch of food. You ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like you so
what are you fueling?
right. That's what I'm saying. What are you feeling?
Sitting on the couch.
Yeah. So, but here's my other good thing is the days that I do work out now, I don't give myself an excuse to smash.
I was going to say, do you eat triple now?
No, that's the day that I feel like, okay, E, you worked out, and if you don't eat late, you're actually gonna lose something. You feel me? So don't make it where you work out and then you eat, and then it's like what do you call that? Offsetting penalties. You ate and you worked out. So it's been going good, and I must be honest, this has been my best week in a long time in terms of doing both. Because I was like, E, do not disappoint yourself for Thanksgiving. And I'm not going to say it because it may not happen, but I'm going to try to be very temperate on Thursday and then Saturday when we do our thing at the church. Because Carl, I think what I've been doing wrong is we smash on Thursday,
Friday.
then Friday because we
All
got
the way
leftovers.
through.
But then with church, we do a whole new Thanksgiving with the church. Everybody
After
coming.
we already done with Thanksgiving. Y'all having another Thanksgiving
on Saturday after church, bruh.
Yeah.
Which then you take a couple little things home,
That's the
and then it turn to 4 days.
That's the real problem.
Yeah, it is,
Thanksgiving
bro.
lasts
That's
until
it.
Christmas.
Yeah, bro. I promise you, like this is my week to work out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because here's the problem. At church, we're gonna have a huge celebration.
Yep.
At church,
Yep.
we're gonna eat. Then we're gonna come back New Year's. We're going to do another hookup on New
Whole
Year's.
season.
Right. And so this is where it killed me. So we started Thanksgiving. I was supposed to stop.
Yep.
Thanksgiving turned to Christmas.
Oh, no
Now
doubt.
Christmas turned into the New Year. And hold on, I got to say
My
this.
pop's dressing is a gateway drug.
Oh, bruh.
You know what I'm saying? You start off with a little dressing.
Bruh.
Next thing you know, you over on the yams. You
Bruh.
just overhitting
Mac and
everything.
cheese. Everything's supposed to do.
You like, how did I get to the sweet potato and the pecan pie from the
But
dressing?
now I don't think y'all got this challenge, but here's my challenge. I try to stop on the 31st. But Didi family you gotta eat black eyed peas for good luck. You gotta eat greens.
So once they roll over to the first, you like, this year's done anyway.
It's finished, bro. But then
2020 is a wrap anyway.
Well, here's what I say to Didi though. See, okay, I get the black eyed peas and I get the greens. We good.
Just stop there.
Why we gotta do macaroni and cheese? That don't got nothing to do with
Everything
nothing.
chicken.
With the
Why we doing
pies.
dressing?
Yeah.
Why we doing a pie? And she like, has it not been working the last few years? Don't stop what's been working. And I'm like, well, the
Now you at
money
a
part is
crossroads.
working, but the gut part ain't working. This is where the gut starts. I got to see it now.
January
January 1st with the black eyed peas and the greens. Gateway.
Yeah, it's already done. 2020 is a wrap. Once you
man.
smash out like that, you like, ain't nothing but another.
Well, you starting the year off.
Another
smash
364 days it is. You know what I'm
Smash
saying?
it.
You told your brain exactly this how the year's supposed to go. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody.
It's just, it's just these are the problems with getting older, man. You know, it really is.
Hey,
You
y'all
just
notice
can't-
how they skip me every time they talk
Oh,
about
we
the
ain't-
workout.
ain't nobody
though.
on Carl. Ain't
they-
nobody on
Carl. I'm working out
He
too,
working
y'all.
out every day, so you
Come on.
tell us, Carl.
Carl working out just to relieve stress. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really trying. He got no
I
guts to get
showed
rid
y'all a
of.
picture while I got to work out.
yeah, no
I can't say it
question.
out loud because I get in trouble.
No, we don't have the same genetics as Carl. Let's just say that. Neither one of us was born
And
with
Carl's
Carl
probably
genetics.
bigger than the other two.
Oh, for
Carl's
sure.
probably bigger than his father and his
That's right.
brother.
I'm by far bigger than my dad. My brother's shorter, so he looked a little bigger.
Okay.
And that's another reason you know you old though, Carl, because like now here goes what's crazy. I'm a grown man. Like, bro, remember back in the day, you had to go lift. You would go like put it down.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I'm in the airport this morning feeling like I really did something because I walked from
'cause you
A
walked
gate
through.
to C gate.
No question.
I was like,
You did do something.
because I was there a little early.
No, you
I
did
was
do
like, yo,
something.
and I was feeling proud. Like,
Yeah.
okay, see, this
Yeah.
ain't a total wash for
Yeah,
the
right.
day. And I was walking at a regular pace.
I was gonna say, did
My
you
heart
huff and
rate-
puff when you got there?
Bro, nah, not at all. Bro, my heart rate didn't even go up. Unbelievable. Go ahead, Carl. I'm sorry.
Hey, no, still, I'm
Talk
just
about
saying.
your little skinny man workout.
What? Hey,
That
I'm
don't
not
nobody
talking
care
about my workout. I'm talking about my change of habits
There
and
you
the
go.
consistency.
There we go. That's what I'm
The
talking about.
consistency.
Success
At
routine.
4:30 in the morning.
Oh, let me tell you something. Every morning to the point now where, for real, it's almost annoying because my body's awake
Yeah.
before the
Doesn't that
alarm
hurt?
now. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, like I just can't. I sleep till 4. My body's up, man. But I've made some stuff up. There's some dudes in the gym that I'm like, yo, my man might not have a good workout if I'm not in there. He watching me. I'm making stuff up. I'm making stuff
I gotta get
up.
out of my basement. I gotta get out the basement. I ain't
looking at the
inspiring
man in the
nobody.
mirror.
Right. The man in the mirror. Yeah.
It's like it's an older population. I'm at the Y. It's
No
an older
question. If you're at
population
4:30
up
in the
there,
morning.
dude. That's a dude.
Oh, for sure.
Every morning I come in there, it's an older dude right there on the treadmill. He like, man, what's up, young blood? You good? I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I'm
Praise
good.
God.
So I'm making up
Praise
stuff
God.
like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm about to mess my man day up if I don't get
Yeah,
in there.
'cause
I'm
he
getting
gonna
in
see
there.
you.
When I tell y'all, consistent sleep, no sleep, it don't matter.
The old cats at the gym, my favorite cats,
Oh,
though.
bruh. Oh.
Bruh, they don't be doing. It's a dude at my gym, old school cat. He look like Sinbad. Yo, my man be in there on the bike. When I tell you, it look like he going in reverse. He going so slow, and he just sit there on the
Reading
damn-
the paper.
And he right when you come in, and he got to holler at everybody
Yeah.
for about 30. I be
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm really just trying to get in,
Work
get
out.
So
Yeah.
now I got my headphones in. I got to act like I be like, hey, hey, what's up now? You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
he's just happy to be there. He's there every day though. He ain't lost a
They
pound.
consistent on, bro. Remember the time I text you a couple weeks back? I was like, I had to go up to the gym like 7:30 because the morning change, bro. They the same dudes that was in there 4:30 when I was in there. Them jokers in there 7:30 now. It look like them jokers have breakfast together.
No doubt.
It's about 4 or 5 of them. They just chilling.
It's a real routine, man.
Yeah, congratulations, though, Carl. It's been like, what, 3-4 months now?
I'm talking about like literally since the beginning of, since we came back from Barbados, you're talking about September, October, November, all the way through December. I've missed 2 days.
Wow.
2 days. And
They've
the 2
probably
days
been out of town.
I was going to say I had to go to Chicago. That's the 2 days that I missed.
Maul got a gym at his house, though. So.
But he had me going. You already know.
I'm not
you already
fooling with
know.
Maul. I don't even. Maul do like his routine. I'm like, Maul still think he young. You know what I mean?
So watch this. I asked Maul like, yo, what's your routine? Like, which body part you do? He said to me, I do all of them every day. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't talk to you, bro. That's not even,
But I'm proud of Maul for being a cop that didn't go the donut route.
Right, yeah.
You know, because he could have went the donut
I'm
route.
not. I'm not mad at the donut route.
Yeah. I'm just saying you're not a cop,
The
though.
donut route
you ain't
is a good
chase
life.
nobody. Yeah, you ain't got to chase nobody down.
Neither did Maul. He was doing paperwork for the last few years. You know what I'm saying? Only thing he had to worry about was a paper cut.
Oh, he didn't tell me that. He made it seem like he was still on the streets.
All right. Do y'all want to do a podcast?
I
Or
do.
y'all-
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Carl and I always want to do a podcast,
But I can't come in here and
you
just
make
get
us
straight
lead
to-
though.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like with the when you see those people go to court and they're like, "Yo, my man made me."
Yeah. Peer
We
pressure.
work for CJ, bro. He made us tell these jokes. We work for CJ.
Peer pressure. Man, real quick, I wanted E and I were texting the other night, and you know, I mentioned it on the podcast, and then I didn't even really realize, but my phone started blowing up, and I had mentioned the fact that Candace retired.
Amen.
And we're gonna call it retirement.
Right.
At whatever age she was. What was she? 32. So January 31st, 2019, was Candace's last day at General Electric, and you know that was a big moment. And you know, usually we share a lot of the stuff on here, but I wasn't like sure, like. You know, she was still feeling, you know, like she was still transitioning.
She might go back.
Exactly. I was still transitioning, so I didn't mention it much on the podcast. And then I wanted to, also, to be honest with you guys, I didn't know which angle I wanted to take in terms of like how, again, when we try to bring up a topic, we never try to bring it up to self-serve. We try to bring it up, and so that way we could, you know, mix it up, manufacture it, and then hopefully give it to you guys in a way that, you know, it could draw a lesson. And E and I were talking, and I was like, I got it now. Like, we got to talk about the plan. Right, like the plan, and so for everybody listening, I don't assume that everybody who listens to the podcast knows, you know, our entire journey or life story or whatever. But when we decided to leave Michigan State, luckily enough, Carl was still, you know, had some type of assistantship with Dr. Curry. E, of course, resigned. I resigned, and that's a good way to say quit. We can say quit on our podcast. Quit. But things just like in that area, we couldn't grow in that environment, right? And I think some of you know that. Again, the book should be coming anytime. All these things are done too. People keep asking me. I'm like, we just ain't put it out.
Right.
But there was a time we knew we had to make a shift, right? So we made this shift. So now. Of course, I had some job offers that were super promising, right? Like Western Michigan basically called me and was like, hey, come run this program. We want you to do the exact same thing here that you did at Michigan State, blase splee. And we sat down and we talked about it, right? The three of us literally had a meeting at E's crib. And I said, all right, cool. Here's a couple of the options, right? Candace has got this job opportunity with General Electric. It's going to pay her some decent money. It's a rotational program. So which means every 4 months we're going to move. Right, like literally every 4 months. 6 months at first, and then every 4 months. So that's
Was New York the first one?
No, Houston.
Why do I remember New York so much? Schenectady.
Oh yeah, we went there a couple times.
Why do I remember Schenectady
we went
so
to Schenectady.
well?
Shout out to Schenectady.
Yeah.
We went to Schenectady a couple times, but we moved every 6 months, and then it turned into every 4 months as Candace kept growing in the program or whatever. So we ended up taking the route where Candace would basically be the provider, right? The only sole income of our house, why we chose to build the dream, right? And so for us, man, it got to a point where we were just working, and everybody knew we were working, but it was crazy for me, and I talked about it maybe at 1% or somewhere, but it was crazy for me because like everybody who traveled with their spouse in this particular program at General Electric was all wives traveling with their husbands.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it
so
does.
there's this like leadership program that she's in, this exclusive club, and there were spouses that traveled, but it was all wives traveling with
women
their husbands.
Yeah.
So I was the only, and when I say the only, I mean the only husband traveling with his wife. And so people would we'd have dinner parties and stuff like that, y'all. And I remember people used to be like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And try to explain to somebody what we did or what we do. It's hard enough now.
Right. No questions asked.
You know what I'm saying? We do so much, but even so, imagine 10 years ago now, right? This is 10 years ago, right? So we talking about planning, right? And I'm going somewhere. I'm not trying to tell you my autobiography. We're talking about planning now, but we had this plan in our mind, and I remember people would be like, "So what do you do? What do you?" And I could see their face, and they would be like, "Oh, are you here visiting Candace?"
Right.
And I would be like, "Nah, I actually live." So then when they find out you live there, they like, "Oh, okay, you don't work."
Right.
Like my man's just traveling from city because they know how the program works. So they like, "There's no way you went from Houston to New York." Right. Exactly. Of course, we had to go to Paris, France.
Right.
But at the same time,
I remember all of them. It's crazy.
yeah.
It's clear.
At the same time, we had a plan.
Right.
And our plan was to be here. And I can remember my wife was going to work for 60, 70, 80 hours a week. That's no cap. That is full-fledged 60, 70, 80 hours a week sometimes, and would just be working and sleeping, and we were both just grinding. And it was a crazy feeling to have your wife paying all the bills, to have your wife, you have to tell your wife if she working all these hours that y'all can't go eat where, hopefully she want to eat or buy what she want to buy. And it was this crazy feeling. And I remember being like, shoot, is the plan going to come to fruition?
Right.
And so you talk about years of this, right? I can't say how many years because it kind of gradually happened from there. But I say that to say, I remember telling my wife, yo, if you hold us down for this, because that's what allowed us to really do what we did.
Yeah.
If there was no income, I would have just had to get a job and been like, okay, I could side hustle this or whatever. But the fact that she sacrificed and did what she had to do with no income coming in for me and believed in the plan, we were able to get we were able to get to a certain level. And I told her, I said, you do this for me and for us. As a company, you take this L right now because I know you don't want to be working 80 hours at some crazy job, slaved up in the office, punching numbers on the computer. You do this, and I promise you, we will get to where we need to get to, and you'll retire, and that's it. And as I think matter of fact, I take that back. She was 31 years old. Wow. 31, and she was able to retire, and probably could have retired prior to
absolutely.
this year, just based on the financial setting, but I say that to say, life is good now. Yeah. And I remember, man, we had bought this house. We got this nice one-bedroom shack, right?
No question.
Let's not take this into 2020. I feel like God gonna rebuke us for lying all the time.
We get close. Right. We still got a couple weeks.
but I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but we got this nice crib. We having our housewarming party. And I mean, it's like, bruh, 100 people over there. Pool, grill going, everything. Wow. Music playing. I'm talking about everybody feeling great. We got all our family, friends, everybody coming over, celebrate the house, everything. And I go upstairs, and I'm like, where's my wife? I hadn't seen her. Wow. I go upstairs, and she's on her computer crying. Wow. And I was like, yo, what? Wow. And she was like, oh, I just feel so bad. I got so much work to do. Like, when I tell you my wife goes hard, we would be at dinner. Wow. She would, y'all know.
I was gonna say abstraction. Right. Straight up.
Like she don't play. And it was at that moment where I was like, okay, I got to save you from yourself.
Yeah.
But and so she finally relented. We had a bunch of conversations. Her and E talked. They prayed together. Everything. And January 31st was her last day. And I say that to say, man, like, yo, we had a plan, and we were living on purpose, and we were living by design. Yeah. Like, so none of this is an accident. Yeah. And as I think about the lesson I really want to give to people, it's like, yo, you got to have a vision, right? Like a vision for where you're going to be.
You got to start it. You got to see it. But
and that's where I kind of want you to take it from there, because here goes the crazy thing. Like, I was sitting there as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about on the podcast on the plane, and I was like, I really don't know what E's vision was, but I knew what the plan was. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the one who said, okay, let's make E a household name. Yeah. And we were like, all right, cool, we'll run with that particular vision at the moment. But I've never really asked you, what was your vision even prior to Carl and I coming into, your life? And then when Carl and I got with you, and then kind of where we were going, and did the vision change? All of those things. And I want to talk about the execution of a vision, which is the plan and executing the plan. Because I think so many people, Carl, they got these grand visions and they know what they want to be. They got the idea in their head, but then there's this space between, conception of the idea and the plan and the actual executing and realizing your dream, where a lot of people get lost in that mix right there.
No
and so
question.
I never really knew.
Yeah, no
you
question.
you weren't the one to come in and be like, all right, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to have this big office. We're going to be doing a podcast. We're going to be doing conferences all over the world. It was never that.
Absolutely.
But we still got here.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can kind of break down that.
And I want to make sure, don't turn this off, because you're thinking this is the completion boy, and it's not. In the completion boy, we just gave you a concept that you need to like follow through, like catch the ball, hit the ground. Now what we're about to walk you through is the actual way in which you complete something. Like now we're about to talk step by step by step, what is required in the planning phase. Like what does that look like? Now here's what's crazy, see? I'm doing exactly what I envisioned to do. But here's what's ironic. C's vision, I didn't have a necessary vision, right? So C had the vehicle. Like C was like, you're going to be number one in the world. That's the vehicle. And that vehicle has gotten me exactly where I wanted to be, right? Y'all got to understand what I'm saying. Actually, by making me a household name, it is easier. Oh, my. Look, y'all, I got an announcement. I got an announcement coming January 1st. I got an announcement. All right, make sure y'all stay tuned. I wanted to wait till January 1st because I want everybody to finish their holiday season, have fun, go to watch night, go clubbing, watch the ball drop in Vegas, New York. But on January 1st, I got a big announcement I'm going to make. But let me just, like, for those of you who are listening, give you a preview. I always wanted to help people academically, personally, and professionally. If you go back and look at my mission statement that I wrote back in the day, it was to help people academically. Why? Because I had struggled in school. Personally, because I made some real bad decisions with my parents when I left home, right? And personally, because I felt like anybody know ET, I don't teach you professional development or personal development. That's what my life is, right? So what's crazy is CJ making us into a household name. Carl in those videos and people like, yo, ET, do that when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that video guru boy. So guess what that allows me to do? Hit any school I want to now. I can go to any city and go to any high school. I can go to any juvenile center. I can go to any prison. Like, there are not many places I can't go. I can do NFL, NBA. And what can I do? I can help them personally grow. I can help them in their profession to go 120. And kids in school, I can help them academically. So, see, that was always my goal. All y'all did was put me in a position where I can do it on my own terms now. And I can make money from doing it. But where did I take you? I took you to schools. I have literally blown up. And guess what, y'all? I'm doing more schools now than I probably did when we was first trying to do schools to make money. You feel me? What else? Church. I was taking y'all to churches. What are we doing? Same thing. We got our own now. You feel me? Nothing has changed. They had the vision. They had a tool that they were going to use. But all they're doing by making me number one in the world is I have the pick of the litter now. Man, somebody better hear what I'm saying. Reason why you can't do what you're doing, because you suck. The reason why you can't do what you're doing, because you average. That's why you can't. Me and you the same thing. We got dreams and goals. By them making me number one, now I have the pick of the litter. I can go wherever I want and do whatever I want. All right, now let's talk about the plan, right? And I'm going to throw both of them in the mix because I need you to be able to see step by step by step. All right, so in one of our Sunday calls, Mustafa mentioned the habits of the most successful men in the world. One of the dudes that he mentioned was Warren Buffett. And he said that Warren Buffett blew up, not with selling products.
Crazy.
He blew up. When you watch all the top dudes, none of them was on products. What you discover is that they all blew up investing in other people's products. Wow. Right? None of them, because everybody was trying to find out what's the biggest product seller that he had. He don't have none. Carl, I looked up Jay-Z's, like, not net worth, but when he became a billionaire, I looked at whatever. I ain't see nothing about rapping. I saw him amass a fortune, Carl, through artwork. Like, bro, I wasn't even paying attention to that, but that's a part of, like, folks who are Billionaires, like that's a part of it. They invest in art. Now I ain't gonna lie, I got a couple pieces, but I ain't never really been on it like that.
The good times photo don't count.
Oh, bro, it's gotta count for something. It's gotta count. Are you saying because it's black it don't count? Is that what he said,
I don't know how much
Carl?
that good times picture
You know what I'm
worth.
saying, Carl? Is that what
That
he
ain't
said?
the kind of art we talking.
You feel me, Carl? I'm talking about anytime, good time, anytime you need it, baby. Good time, anytime you
I got a
need
couple pieces.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know he making some money. How taught you the word
You
pieces?
feel me? So I'm looking at how they're making their money, Carl, and so it's just like, wow. So then the first thing they asked Warren Buffett was, well, how do you decide who to invest in? He said, number one, I never invest in any company where the CEO don't show up every day. He like, yo, I'm not putting my money in. Nobody ain't showing up and going to work every day. So if it's somebody who got these crazy little things that they doing and they might blow up here, blow up there, but they not committed to showing up to work every single day. So let me tell you something. I'm already knowing we're on our way. Like we already way further along the road, less traveled than when we started in 2006. Let me tell you something. The reason why I tell you to bet on us, because the first plan I taught both of them was show up every doggone day. That's the plan.
That's a fact.
Show up every single day. I don't
take
care
notes.
I don't care what we do. I don't care what we do. Like I don't care what Carl does.
Yeah.
I don't care what CJ does. But we gotta show up. Who was I talking to, Carl? Oh, for Ty. She don't know me. So for Ty, I told Didi she was hurt. Didi said, what happened? She said, I stayed up all night putting up this slide presentation for ET, and then he got on stage, and he didn't use any of it. Now listen to me. If the one thing the fellas will teach you that I taught them was, we don't know what people need every day. We don't. But what we know is when people come to the office, we need to be there. That's number one. And for some of you, you will not blow up and you will not get to, the vision won't become a reality for you because you don't show up every day. You show up when you feel like it. You show up when like everybody eating together, everybody, whatever. See what's man, what? Bruh, you've heard them talk about a period where it's maybe a week or two. I don't even remember the time frame because I blacked out. I was going through it. So I don't remember the time where I was in the, but watch this. What you cannot say about me is even when I was going through my go-through, I was still at work.
Still there.
I was still there. I was still in the office.
Hey, the light was off, but he was there.
I was there. I'm talking
We
about
should be like,
dead,
yo,
but I
somebody go
was in
kick
the
E.
office. I wasn't dead at home. You know what I'm saying? Like
you right.
I wasn't there. Nobody couldn't say that I didn't show up for work. Now, I'm not gonna say out of 365 days that I'm gonna be Mr. E, electronic, electrifying, inspiring ET. But the first thing I taught them was, we can't ask other people to take us serious when we don't show up. If we are emotional about our work, you can be emotional about everything else, but if you're emotional about your work, it means some days you're gonna do it, some days you're not. You have to show up. That's the most important part. Now, I want CJ to talk to you guys because I told C, bro, I know you're in France, bro, but you guys show up. Like you are a major part of this puzzle. I know they 7 hours ahead of us, but you got to show up. See, can you explain to them what showing up looked like when you were there in Paris, in France?
Yeah, so of course, they're 7 hours ahead of, the East Coast time, which we're on East Coast time, 6 or 7 hours, maybe 6. And so I literally just readjusted my whole body clock to be on the exact same time waking up as E and Carl. That way I didn't have to miss anything throughout the day. And it was tough because, I'm a morning person.
Yeah.
So I was getting up at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Like really like every single day, getting up at 1 o'clock to start the day just so I could make sure I showed up. And E, you hitting on something, man. And I promise y'all, if y'all could hear this, man, we stuck together. And I'm talking about E was the glue. If E went like a couple hours without hearing from you, he's sending a group text. He gonna call. He gonna make sure we stay linked up and make sure we stay active is the word.
Yeah, that's the word. I was going there number 2.
No, go for it.
Go for it. Do the France thing, though. You got to explain to them what happened.
No question. And so by that, whatever we were able to build, man, it felt so tangible. And I'm going to be real. That's around the point that we really start going to the next level and even getting some paper. You know what I'm saying? It was around that time that because I remember being in France like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, we actually getting like a little bit of money now.
Yep.
We starting to, put this thing together.
Yep. Talk about the curtains, though. Did he talk about the curtains?
With the blackout curtains?
Come on.
Oh, bro. As far as buying the blackout curtains, like, I had to literally, because I'm the type of person, like, I can't sleep during the day. Like, I can't take a nap. Once the sun go up, I'm up. And I bought the blackout curtains.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like pitch dark in that room. I would set my alarm for 1 p.m. and wake up like it was 6 o'clock in the morning. So
and let's go a step further. You had a wife who's working on that schedule.
Yep.
You had to sacrifice some of the time with her,
no
too.
question. It was a sacrifice altogether. But that's my whole point of this podcast is like, there was a plan.
Yeah.
And some of you in trouble with your wife because there's no plan.
Yeah, there's no plan.
So Candace never got irritated or frustrated.
Yeah.
Because every single part of the plan she was in on, and she watched the plan unfold. She watched this like, oh, okay. Like, imagine what staying active did for us now.
Yeah.
When she would come home, she looking at a piece of paper with stuff written all
over
on
the
it.
place.
She's seeing me on the phone, her and Didi teasing me and E about being on the phone. I'm calling Carl sending back emails. She see me working. She see my stuff up. She see I ain't turned on the TV. She see that I'm not just walking around Paris looking at the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
She like, oh, okay, he's on the grind too. This is a part of a plan.
Yeah.
And a lot of you got into a point in your life where you just been running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and your spouse or your significant other or whoever else in your life is not taking you serious because they don't see the plan.
That's it.
And here's the crazy thing. They don't even need to be in on the plan.
That's it. No.
They just need to know that you
there
have a
is
plan
one.
and
Something
that you're
happens.
executing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
listen, I promise you, I told y'all this. If at any point Candace would have been like, yo, how long you gonna chase this little stupid dream before you get a real job? I'd have been like, hey, Carl, I love y'all, but hey, my wife getting tired of this. Like, it's not working. But I made sure she knew the plan and she was in on the plan, and I saw the plan all the way through. So that's why the retirement was big for me. Bruh, we come from the Midwest. None of us are the type of dudes that's like, oh, my wife can't work. You need to be at home with the kid. That's not
I
me.
ain't never heard of that.
I'm telling you, she
my
was
mom
getting,
worked.
I'm telling you, she was getting stressed out at the job. You know what I'm saying? The higher she started going, she got people above her, she got people below her. Like, I'm seeing you're not happy. So I'm just saying, and I don't care if you come home, you can find another job, you can start a nonprofit, you can come back up to APOC and
No
preach
question,
with E every
let's
week.
get it.
Right? Exactly. I don't care what you do, but we won't live unhappy because we don't have to anymore because the plan now has been seen through. And I'm telling you, man, the crazy thing about having the vision, and then taking action is it's like the way you design out the plan, right? Like, I'm gonna show the camera here.
Yeah.
Y'all look at the YouTube if you can.
Okay.
It's like a straight street. Like, so it's like from right here all the way to Carl. And in your mind, the plan go like this. And you like, bet. If it go like that, we good.
Fire.
The problem is the plan is never gonna do that.
Yeah.
The plan might be all the way at the ceiling for a minute, and you like, yo, this is backfiring.
Yeah.
It's still working.
Yeah.
It's still, if you stay on task, it's still work. Sometimes, I promise you, our plan was way up there. I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna get back to Carl or not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. But when you stay active and you stay committed to the larger vision, we eventually got back to, now it looked like this.
Right.
It sure enough was up and down. It was sideways. It might have even felt like it was going back
No
for
question.
a minute.
Yeah.
But eventually we got to that particular place that we always envisioned. And I think people get discouraged when you start off on the plan and you like, yeah, we rolling. And then, and you like, whoa, it don't look like I thought it should look. Abort, abort.
France
Bing,
hurt.
bing,
France
bing.
took the sail out of my.
Oh, no, wind out
out myself because
and the sails out of my wind.
all of it. Because when he was talking about Schenectady, Houston, that was one thing.
Right.
But when he said he going
Paris.
to France,
Different
I'm
time
like,
zone
bruh,
on everything.
that's just like,
They tried to send us to Tokyo or something after that. I shut it down. I said,
Bruh,
no,
I remember that. I
I
remember
would
that.
not be doing that. Send
Bruh,
us back to Schenectady.
France. I had never been to France a day in my life. I was like, France, this is going to disrupt. That's just like, you got a big three,
Right.
and one of the big three, like, yo, I'm out. I'm going to play for somebody else. You like, bruh, our whole, I mean, you saw it with Golden State. You lose one player, you lose another
everything
player.
gone.
I think they like 3-12
no
right
question.
now. You feel me? And so C was leaving. I was like, yo, I don't know what we going to do. So I want to bring Carl in here because what happens is I never forget. So Carl was he didn't understand my plan, right? So we show up every day. We just do some work. You know what I'm saying? And folks like, what
And
is
I mean,
going to
like
get us?
anything.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know what the work was.
We didn't know what the work was. But what I said was, there's no way you can come to the gym and be lifting stuff and not something happen.
Right.
So even if you lifting something and it don't work, you feel what I'm saying? Just come to the gym, just do something. If you get on the treadmill, if you pick up some dumbbells, like if you do pull-ups,
I didn't even understand that that's what you was doing at the time. That's the crazy thing.
Right. That's
what I said. Carl didn't understand.
We were going to the office. I'm talking about we ain't got no contract.
Yeah, well, nothing.
We have no money,
And
no
we
nothing.
just
He'd be like,
7:30,
yo,
8 o'clock.
He'd have a whiteboard up there. Just like, all right,
Let's go.
So, BTC.
Let's
Bro,
go.
I'm talking about we were just going.
Let's go.
Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, corporate. No, you won't finish.
Yeah, no. So I'm saying I'm gonna let Carl speak to both. So he actually did the same thing. The first thing he wasn't pleased with because he couldn't see what it was doing. But the one thing it was doing for me was checking him. So by making him come every day and be active, and especially giving him something to do where he didn't even understand what he was doing and then see the benefits from it, the fact that he kept doing it was an indicator to me that he needed to be on the team. Like, you got to understand what I was doing. I had other people I would tell to do stuff, and they couldn't do it. They wouldn't get it done. So I'm like, okay, I'm not the greatest leader in the world, but I asked you to do something, you couldn't do it. Check, you out of this joint. You know what I'm saying? I asked this person to do it. They got 3 things out of 10 done. Check, you ain't supposed to be here. I asked Carl to do it. He murdered the plant. He murdered that joker, had that sucker sweet. He just was hurt because in his mind, he thought it was supposed to be a camp when it wasn't supposed to be a camp. It was him being tested by God first, himself.
Not the wax on, wax off.
Oh, no question. Wax on, wax off.
I said I wanted to learn.
God, you didn't teach me.
Keep doing camp flyers.
You know what I'm saying? Keep doing camp fire. All right, you ready now? Technology. Can you do a camera now? Can you push the camera now? So, Carl, I just want you to talk to. You
But
got
you really knew that at the time,
I
though.
knew it. Y'all got to understand.
Okay, because if you did, you really legendary.
I'm not sure how I feel right now, though. I think I'm a little pissed off at you right now.
You didn't know you was a little power.
But I'm saying, we did it to everybody. Think about it. I'm not going to call no names. Think about all the people we had, not just Carl, other people who was calling meetings, who was putting stuff together, who was but they couldn't stay. And a lot of you think that the work that you're doing is as important as the character. No, the character development is just as important because it's not about just playing, but who's the team that's playing. So I want Carl to talk about like the time frame because he did the Camp Boy. What were you doing? What did that look like? Because we did leave about 5:30 every day. And then you start doing videos. Same thing, you coming in. Carl, let's talk about what time did you come in? What were you doing during the time frames? Did we take breaks? When we took breaks, when did we take breaks? He didn't laugh because that didn't even.
What was that?
Right, but I still got to throw it out. So let's talk about for you what did the plan look like?
Before you go there, let me say something. He was so committed to this plan. He went over and got us some office space in the sweetest, because we was, I'm talking about,
That's right.
we started off in the projects. I'm talking about we were in the
moving
PJ.
on up.
He went over there and finessed us a spot, and they was like, "What are y'all?"
Conference room.
Beautiful. Remember they had all kind of Sprites and Coca-Colas.
They had snacks and
snacks in that joint. We were like the Beverly Hillbillies in there. And the crazy thing is, like, we didn't even. They were like, "Yo, what do y'all need it for?" He was like, "Just the meat." Like a sweet meeting space.
Sweet meeting space.
Anyway, go ahead. Go for it, Carl.
Man, so my very, very, very first assignment was I started hanging around, and it was a trip to Cali that y'all had. Y'all had a squad of students.
MBBC.
It was a trip to Cali, and they was like, yo, how we getting to the airport? And everybody just kind of turned and looked at me like, yo, you got a driver's license? I'm like, yeah, I got y'all. And literally, that was my very, very first job. Just take the team to the airport. So I think I passed that one good. No Barbados lefts on that one.
Not early. The Barbados left didn't come until he was part of the family and comfortable.
He got comfortable. He felt back at home.
Yeah. He was in his natural, not an adaptive.
So while in Cali, the assignment that he left for me was like, man, I got this idea of a summer camp. Like, man, like forget. And again, back to it's kids. We're going to educate kids. We're going to work on them. Same thing again. And
now I got Jalen doing it.
Same thing. So we got the church spot that we were at. We were going to use that. We were going to use some of the members of the church to be like coaches, facilitators, whatever. And now it's just like, yo, let's put the structure together. Man, I'm telling y'all. And again, you got to understand, this is like my initiation. I don't know. I'm just hanging around the team. I'm like, man, these dudes look like they're doing a lot. Question. I want to be down. I want to be down with you.
I learned that was the key, to just look like you're busy.
To look like you're busy.
Look like you got a lot going on.
So When I tell y'all, man, like in serious, like I went in, like I'm talking about, like literally, I'm talking about flyer for the camp, put the whole structure together, and he didn't really give me no structure. He just gave me like a date. I think, like, yo, we'll do it
Right.
August 17th, whatever the date was.
Whenever they get out of school.
Right. And I'm literally like, all right, it's going to be a 2-week camp. Like, yo, we're going to run this. I'm talking about a whole schedule together. I got the coaches intact. Like, I'm talking about, like, I go to the length of emailing every church, every YMCA, every Boys and Girls Club. I'm talking about emails.
Free. Free.
Hey, and I ain't stop at emails. I mailed letters out to every one of these
That's why he's still with us.
organizations. Every single one. It's a letter. So I don't know how. I don't think I forged your signature, but it was some kind of signature on there. Like we doing a summer camp, like starting up. When I tell y'all, like, it was probably a week later y'all came back from Cali. I had not one single response.
Yeah.
Not a single
Isn't that
email
crazy?
back.
Put
Not
that
a
down.
single letter
Write
back.
that
Not
down.
even a letter to say that I got your letter.
And then he wondered why we didn't do the camp.
Not a single response.
No question.
And I'm like, so E's coming back. C's coming back with a team, and I have no idea how I'm gonna tell this. Like again, y'all know me now as an S, and I don't deal with conflict well. So I have no idea how I'm gonna break the news, like, because I'm taking full responsibility. Like, yo, I did as much, and I'm trying not to do the excuse thing. I know E ain't no excuse, dude. So how do I present this? So I'm like, well, E, and I'm stuttering through it. The summer camp idea thing, man, it was a sweet idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, appreciate how you put all that. I ain't heard nothing back from nobody. And it was literally like probably like a 10-second conversation. He was like, oh, okay, cool, all right. And literally just shifted and on to the next thing. And I promise y'all, I was confused. It probably took me a good 2 weeks to be like, all right, my man about to haze me for real. This, like, it's something behind this. Like, he watching, it's something. He about to go back and email all the churches to see if I said what I did. But it's something to it. And it was nothing. It was like, all right, you did what you were supposed to do. Let's move on.
Let's move on to the next one.
Over the last few shows, guys, we've really been digging in a lot about finding the gaps in your life. Listen, truth be told, most of us are just way too busy, but we're not always working smart. And you're trying to balance your health, your family, your sanity most days, and you're trying to get ahead in that career, that promotion. Listen, Ashford University has flexible scheduling that provides learners with the opportunity to achieve higher education goals while still balancing work, home, and family life. No disrespect to the four-year grads, guys, but for real, that market is so saturated now. Like, if you're not pursuing or, close to an advanced degree, like, you could be on the verge of becoming obsolete. Don't get caught up on C's good looks, E's mine. Listen, we got 5 degrees, I think, between the 3 of us. So, like, just being real, you're more focused when you're going to advanced degrees. You learn to think. You guys hear E talk a lot about that PhD where you lock into a theme and that's all you're looking at. So you just learn to think deeper. Ashford University allows you to pursue higher education online, which means you can study wherever you want to. You do not have to be in a classroom. But more importantly, they allow you to take 1 6-week course at a time and still be considered to be a full-time student. See, here's y'all one that y'all will love. Get this, there's no GRE, no GMAT, or any other standardized test score. Like, you don't require the standardized test for enrolling at Ashford University. It's not the University of the Boondocks, though. Listen to what I'm saying. Ashford University is fully accredited by the WAC Senior College and University Commission. There are opportunities, guys. Again, where you are now is a series of decisions that you've made to get you here, right? So, but there are opportunities, and we've been talking about this over the last few shows. While circumstances affect all of us, there's nobody else that can or will take responsibility for your life. So I'm telling you, do something to improve your circumstances. Do something to help you advance in your career. Hey, so listen carefully. You can achieve your master's degree while balancing that home life, that work life. Start earning today, guys. Go to ashford.edu. Go to ashford.edu/success. Once again, start earning your master's degree today. Enroll now by going to ashford.edu/success.
And so I want you guys to see that we had a plan. We actively worked on the plan daily. So we didn't necessarily know exactly what to do, but we knew we had to do something. We started in the morning, all right? We didn't get up at noon, wasn't at 1. We would get to the office no later than 8 o'clock every morning. We wouldn't leave the office to the earliest we would leave the office is maybe 5:36. At 5:36. Why? Because Didi was working at the time. So Didi wasn't getting home at 5 o'clock. So I was like, we get to the crib by 6, we good. we spent the majority of 8 to 6 working. No, listen to what I'm saying. We didn't spend 8. We tell more jokes now. I didn't even know C was this funny back in the day.
Oh, I was broke. I was serious.
I'm just being for real. I'm just being for real. I'm not playing. I didn't know C was this funny back then.
I was going off on folks. I promise.
You feel me?
I was letting cats have it.
So you go 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we say we leave 5:36. So we literally worked 9 hours a day on the plan. We didn't take off. We did a lunch. But I'm going to be real. While we were walking, we was probably talking about what we was going to do.
Never a break.
Right, we'll never break. We came back. So that's the other thing. We never turned it off. At least when we were together, we never turned it off. Can I tell you something? I remember CJ's grandma died in the process. I had aunts to die in the process. Carl has had family members to pass in the process. A lot of... we had cousins in jail.
Children in the process.
Children in the process. Folks got married in the process. Like, it was a lot of stuff that happened. But can I tell you what never happened? We never stopped. Like, we never stopped. And we barely pushed pause. We went with C, the visitation to his grandma's house. We went to the funeral. I promise y'all, everything we love. We was back off to work again.
No. Borderline psychotic.
No questions asked.
I'm talking about right that day,
Right
after
back.
the funeral,
Yeah.
back to the office.
Back to the office, y'all. So I need
I'm
y'all
not
to,
saying that's healthy either, by the way.
No, and we're not.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
Just tell you what we did.
Right, and that we number one in the world.
And I made Carl do it 6 weeks ago.
You feel me? No question. And the product that we're going to get is going to be phenomenal. Here's the crazy part. Carl doesn't have to go from start. Like, he don't got to start over from scratch no more. It's easier for him now. Why? Because we did that grind. All right, here's the other thing. Meetings, we met, we did, we came back, and we measured. Again, we said what we was going to do. We did it. We never went. Do we have the resources? Are we the best people for it? We never second-guessed ourselves. We never went back and forth. We always, okay, here's the plan. Okay, we went out and did the plan. Okay, we came back and measured the plan. And this is the most important part. Please catch this. Now, C might have did this just a little bit in the beginning, but after the bank scenario, I never had to worry about this again. We never checked in with nobody else about our dream after that. We never took our plan to nobody else and go, take a look at our plan. What you think about our plan? We never did that. After the bank situation, the only people that looked at our plan, the only people that critiqued our plan, the only voice we was concerned about with our plan was those of us that was working the plan. And there are those of you who have people who are not working your plan and you worried about what they think about your plan. There are people who got their own plan and they try to tell you about your plan. Come on, you got to stop that. When you come up with a plan, kamikaze that joker. Go full blast on that joker. And then have a time frame where you come back. And we did. C was like, all right, E, I'm feeling you, bro. I'm glad you the leader of this. You got us pumped up. But the whole way you doing it, it's not going to work. We got to switch it up now. Let me do the vision now. Break the cycle ain't going to work. Concerned black students, it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Bell tower.
None of your little stuff that you did that was all great for that time frame.
Yeah.
But moving
great.
forward,
Yeah.
this is how we're gonna do it. So here's what happened. We did the plan together so sweet that in doing it, we actually came to a point where we knew who should do what part of the plan.
Right,
Because at first, it was just like a big old potluck.
doubt.
We were just like, let's
before
just
the
get
disc
up.
assessment.
Right, for sure.
Y'all just thought I was angry.
Oh, man. Before the disc, there was the
We
disc.
just thought Carl didn't have an opinion on where we eat.
You feel me? You feel me? She saw it all. Before the disc, he saw the
just thought
disc.
he was so sure.
You feel me? So yeah, guys. So if you're listening, the work the plan, but write the plan down. Start the plan, finish the plan. And that's exactly what we did. But here's to my point earlier. We're still doing the exact same work. The way in which we're doing the work is a lot different than before. So I want Carl and then CJ real quick before we move on to speak to when we found out what the plan was and we really had that, how did our work change? Like what changed about our work or how we worked?
I mean, the direction got clearer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we had, like, to C's point, we knew kind of exactly
Absolutely.
now. Before we know we go in this direction. No.
Yeah.
Now we know we go into that address.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
to C's point, like, the roles became so much clearer.
Yeah.
So, like, the brochure, like, again, we got this
brochure.
Y'all got any of them? We gotta like
we got
that
it.
gotta be here.
But yeah, we put the Break the Cycle logo up.
Yeah.
I remember we got the Break the Cycle logo redone. Who with the colors?
With the colors. Well, tell me,
We
if
had
you
a
could
theme
tell us though,
song.
you would
Somebody
kill it.
find me can somebody find this theme song?
Oh, I know where to find it.
But let me keep going because they're about to wall out. Underrepresented.
Keep going, bro. Oh man.
So anyway,
Get the insurance bucket ready, but I'm willing to pay a pretty penny to play that song. Just know that.
So what happened now that things got clear? Like now, for real, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Like for real, my lane became so much clearer to me.
Yeah.
I embrace being the support role.
Yeah.
It's not a problem
Before
if
we
C
even knew
needs
what it
something.
was.
Right. We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
But before, whatever C need, E need, like, yo, call. I got it. E still takes us to 3 o'clock in the morning.
No question.
And I'll be honest, I might not get it at 3, but I went to the bathroom at 4:15 and I saw
saw it.
and I responded immediately, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's
question.
something that I gotta do. I'm on that. C took the same position, like, oh, this is something that I have to own. I got it. And literally, it stayed on the path, man, to the point of where we are now.
Yeah, so that's a good question, Ian, as I'm thinking, just trying to recalculate.
Yeah.
So what going from Break the Cycle, right? What going from that to then saying, all right, cool, we're gonna make E a household name, as I look at Carl's shirt and see the logo and I look at your hat and see the logo, it narrowed our focus so much.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were so broad, and Carl, you kind of said it, I'm just, restating it, but like we were so broad with everything. It was like a company, it was a consulting company. We didn't really know exactly what it was, but when we said, okay, E household name, all of a sudden Carl knows. Don't worry about editing none of CJ's speeches. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't, to this day, people come up to me at the conference and stuff like, hey, you should speak more. You're a great speaker. Like I just was behind the scenes like shy or something. I'm like, I was actually speaking before I was doing anything else. Like I stopped that to go do this. But having the vision and narrowing in on we're going to make E a household name, I was like, oh, okay, I don't got to speak no more. Like there's no, even though I can, and I like speaking and I can be
Then
effective.
help this vision.
This is not part of the vision. So what happened is all that extra energy that was going to other outside stuff,
that's
Carl
good.
editing my
That's
videos, me speaking, us going and doing certain type of things, everything now got narrowed back in. And we were taking, we talk about hitting that tree, we start hitting that tree in the same spot, to whereas before we were hitting it. But again, here goes the crazy thing, E, and we talked about this on the call the other night, and if you're not in BU, you losing. Me and E been doing this 3-part series on Master P, crazy. But we talked about, what was the line that got tweeted out, E? You said it, and I tweeted it from your account.
Which one?
The about you calling it failure.
Oh, I was just like, yo, it's not failure. If I did it 10,000 times.
Right. So he said it's not. You call it failure. I call it process of elimination.
Yeah.
So you calling it like so all of those hits.
Yeah.
Wow, that wasn't the spot. That wasn't the spot. That wasn't the spot. We had to go through those spots to see. Oh, this is the spot.
Yeah.
And then the consistency of it, man. I told you, man. Like that's the last thing that we could wrap up with is the consistency of it. Because okay, we talked about it. You got the plan. You formulate the plan. You narrow the vision. You go after it. You work the plan. Whatever. But it's like I feel like, man, people fool with us if for no other reason. We just been doing this. Like, yo, it's the same people.
Yeah.
It's the same people. Carl got a couple more little grays. I got a gray or two. He ain't shaved in a while.
I ain't shaved in a
You know what I'm saying? Since 2009. But
You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying like, it's the same vision.
It is.
It's the same
core.
goal with the same people. And man, you switch up hustle so much. You know what I'm saying? Like you switch up. It's like, yo, stick with a plan. Like see the plan through. And I think this is the process of just seeing that plan through. And so I think the consistency.
Patriots, man. I just think when he said that, I'm just thinking Patriots, the owner, the coach, the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what that consistency will do for you is you don't have to keep starting all over again.
Right.
You could be, but here's to C's point, I just want to make sure I get this point too, because I asked them how their work changed. I think the most important thing is how the world changed and how they deal with us. Like people deal with us differently because of who we are. Like we're still doing the same work. But when you number one doing the same work you was doing when you was number 30, it's the same work. But when you number one doing the work, people have a different level of respect. So guess what people are doing for us now? They are pouring their resources into what we do. And so actually what we're doing now is way easier. You would think because we won and we have way more responsibilities that it would be harder. But it's actually easier for us to do what we do. And here's the part that I think, that I want for those of you who are listening to listen to, because people kill me when they say, how do we get a team like y'all? How do you get a CJ? You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to know, like, how do you get somebody like Carl who works on your stuff as if it's their very own before it's their very own? Like, how do you get people to work for free? And when you do what you do at a high level, now the easiest thing for us to do is recruit high talent. Like, it's so simple for us. Everybody want to work for us now. So now we can be very selective about who we bring on because we have won so many in our little world. We won so many Super Bowls that everybody want to play for us now. So I'm telling you, when you're all over the place, what you're really doing is you're self-sabotaging by being all over the place. When you get focused, you attract something totally different. I think, guys, for me, when you think about a Josh, when you think about a Jamal, you know what I'm saying? I think about Tiffany came on to help me, whatever. I'm tripping like, yo, she's helped me make my goal in 27 gigs for 2020. Like, yo, when you think about the people now, and watch this, and there are other people that have wanted to work for me that was trying to charge me 30%, 40%. She like, yo, give me 5%. I'm going to prove what I could do to you. Give me a year for 5%. I'm like, what? That's like almost not getting paid. But I believe in myself so much, and I believe in what you do. You're looking for Ty and Ray traveling across the world with us. Help, bruh, we got people now that's willing to work for us almost for free to help us with the cause. Why? Because they want to be on a phenomenal team. So when you become a phenomenal team, you don't have to work as hard on becoming a phenomenal team because everybody wants to be down. So for real, y'all, get the plan, y'all.
Don't leave from that because here's the crazy thing is, you have to own what you can own first. And I promise you, we need to do a whole podcast. Maybe we'll do more about it next week. But you have to own what you can own. Like I said, man, I'm tired of seeing people on the road hitchhiking. Yeah. It's like, dog, you start pushing it. You might not get it all the way to the exit, but just get it 5 feet. Yeah. And I think in this society, we so quick to be like, I need help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell Trey that. I'm working with Trey now. Because, like, Trey, like, he kind of got, like, that perfectionist thing from his mom a little bit, right? Yeah. So he'll be doing his homework or something like that, and he'll be like, I need help. I'm like, bro, you didn't even try to work through that. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like at the first sign of anything, you were like, Dad. And he like, I'm like, yo,
he got access to you.
Right. But I'm saying people do that as entrepreneurs. You do that in your own personal life. It's like, as soon as you see a roadblock, it's like, did you try to get through that thing?
Yeah.
It's like, dog, don't call me at the first side of trouble. Yeah. Like, yo, work through. How many things did we work through just on GP?
After the bank situation, everything.
Everything.
I was sitting down, remember, I'm not going to call the name, but meeting with high officials in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember walking into the offices.
You know, he said, we got money, go for
it. You got a couple properties.
Go for it.
But I remember walking into the offices of high officials in the city, and we just looking at them like, wow, okay, so like this ain't going to work. This is not going to work. Let's go back.
Let's go back.
We sat down and listening to them, it's like, this is not it.
Now you got me on one, because I'm not talking about somebody he's not even talking about. Triple J.
Oh, that's who. I meant the combination of them. The whole combination.
I'm talking about, we used to be up there. I'm like, dog. Hey. And this podcast is brought to you by Organifi. Organifi. Do you like health? So do we.
Yeah.
Go to Organifi.com. Appreciate y'all listening, man. Y'all know Organifi is our sponsor of this podcast, man. ORGANIFI.com. Use the promo code SUCCESS to get 20% off your order. Listen, superfood, green juice powder. You go there for all your health supplement needs. They got everything, all right? We rock with it daily. It's an important part of our nutrition. It's an important part of our lives. Our families on it. Man, and all our friends and loved ones. So shout out to everybody who's on that Organifi, who've been rocking with us on that wave, the people who bring it to the conferences, show us, drinking it. It's a big family now. So we appreciate you guys supporting this podcast, supporting us.
I got Ralph hooked now. I got Ralph on the protein, boy. Ralph was like, dude, what was that? I was like, there go the source right there. I got you 20% off right now.
Do me a favor, though. Make sure you keep putting in that promo code.
Yes, sir.
Don't do it the first time. Do it every time.
Every time.
I'm shaking my head, Carl.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head, bro.
Oh, I know. I see it
if
on
you're
your
out
face.
there, do me a huge favor.
Yeah.
Stop. The mayor got work to do in your city. The city council got the governor, the millionaires, the bank. They got stuff to do. Listen to me very closely. Go out there and blow up and let them call you for lunch. Like, make sure you hear what I said about our plan and how many hours we put on our plan. Don't spend a whole month sitting outside of the municipal office of your city. Don't do that. Don't sit there waiting on them.
Only to be treated like boo-boo.
I'm just saying, don't do it. Don't go to, somebody came to me the other day and was like, so-and-so, can you give them my plan?
If you spent the time you spent begging, working.
Yeah, or let's call it this, because that begging might be too harsh.
Oh, my bad. Sorry,
networking.
That's the D.
Yeah, networking.
That's a better word.
I'm just saying, if you feel that the person that you're looking up to who got work to do on their own, I'm just being real. People will text me and be like, you ain't get my text. You didn't respond. I'm like, what? I got a wife. I'm a pastor. I'm the CEO of a company. You think I'm just sitting here all day waiting to get your message, waiting to turn your company into like, for real. I told somebody the other day, it's your company, it's your reward. It's not like if I help you blow your idea up, you about to give me $5.
Slow down is how we got in trouble. Slow down. Slow down.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying, though.
That's this Christmas season. We might just need to put a little bucket out there.
I'm just
Salvation
saying.
Army style.
What we'll do is choose a charity of your choice and we'll
let you have it.
everything.
Send it to
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You're walking on thin ice right now, Claire.
Somebody was like, hey, E, I need you to help me with my idea. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. If I help you with your idea, you the one gonna get the reward. You gonna get all the money. So how do you want? What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to give you 50 hours
Your
and blow your
reward coming in heaven, dog.
Oh, you're right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, come on, read the scripture.
Well, can they at least pay tithes for me helping with the idea on earth? Yeah, I'm sorry. Leave that alone.
My church.
Leave the mayor alone. Leave the governor alone. Leave the city left fit. Work your plan. Go work your plan. Put hours in and let the mayor say, yo, I think that plan is what our city needs. Let the city councilman go, I heard about this. Let them, that's what I need you to do.
Hey, I'll summarize it like this, and I think it was Mustafa. I don't remember who said it. So whoever it is, forgive me for misquoting you. I'm giving you the credit. Whoever you are, you know who you are. But they said everybody is everybody is self-made. Everybody is self-made. Only the successful people admit it, though. Every one of us is self-made. It's your decisions, it's your actions, it's how you spent your time, it's whose office you knocked on. It's everything you've did that got you to this point where you are. You are self-made. Are you comfortable enough to admit that?
Yeah.
All right, let's stop this podcast so they won't buy the book because they heard
I know,
everything.
right? I know, right? But not everything.
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't get everything.
No. Man, there are so many intricacies obviously involved, but I really hope y'all understand. And, one of the things, we could delve into it later in another podcast. And but, I want to talk, to those people who say, I had a plan.
Yeah.
And I let it go for a while. Now I'm older. You know what I mean? I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 50s. Yeah. 60s, my plan seems dead. How do you revive that plan? How do you give it life again? Maybe we could talk about that again.
No question.
Let's do some Ask ET. I don't feel like we've done that.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
For sure. Let's do some Ask ET.
Can we, since it's the Christmas season, can we do not hate mail, but love mail?
Oh, no, I'm going to do hate mail for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give y'all a nice, big Christmas present with some people throwing some shit.
Stole Christmas.
It's a Christmas present to our listeners because they love it. I'm like, something wrong with y'all.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know they liked it.
See, that's my favorite part of it. I'm like, yo, the whole show, I got E-Wax and Deep every week, and that's your favorite part.
No question.
Let's see. Randy in Montana said, hey, guys, just a few fun ones for you. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Oh, you said pancakes.
Yeah.
You said
Waffles.
I'll go waffles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strawberry or grape jelly?
Strawberry.
Grape jelly.
Oh,
we divided today.
okay. This is a new one. I don't know if Carl had it. Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
I ain't no Popeyes like that. Yeah, I only did
Yeah,
Popeyes
but
a couple of times. Not like that.
conservative
Are you taking-
bougie.
yeah, no, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you go with.
But are we talking
I'm going
about-
with Chick-fil-A too, but I'm saying.
Oh, no, I'm going Popeyes all day.
Chick-fil-A all
So
day.
I might have to go to Popeyes for Thanksgiving.
I ain't had the
Didi
chicken-
loves
I
it.
ain't had the chicken sandwich.
No. We
I'm
just talking about
saying on
chicken.
the red.
Just in
Yeah,
general.
but you know what it is, Carl? I think it's the spicy because Didi had the regular and she didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the spicy.
Raven in San Diego said,
Hey, make sure you write that name down. I want to connect with them at some point. In San Diego.
Raven in San Diego said, what were your biggest pet peeves in school?
Homework.
Just right to the
Homework. And teachers that expected you to do your homework.
What about reading out loud? Hey,
Spelling bees, bro.
but hey, did y'all used to have the teachers like everybody had to read a paragraph?
Oh, yeah.
Remember you would try to pre-read your
For
paragraph?
sure. I want to see every word in there, make sure I
But
can
then
say
the kid ahead of you would struggle and they'd be like, try the next one too.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to scramble. You'd be like, oh, because you know, at my school, if you fumbled a word or struggle with a word,
You clown.
oh, the
You
whole
get clown.
class was going nuts. Reading out loud. Look at
Reading
E.
out
E-
loud.
E-
Going through it right
For
now.
those of you not watching on YouTube, the hip hop preacher is having a hot flash.
No, I'm telling you, if you made me do that right now, like this very second, I just go out, bro. That's like being in the military. You know how when you hear like a car screech something, your boy
Yeah.
from the military be up
Yeah.
like, what's going on? Read out loud. I'm still like, oh.
PTSD.
I'm talking about all day, bro.
PTSD.
Hosts.
Yeah. Wow.
Dramatic stress.
School.
Yeah, school.
Let's see. That's too long.
Wow, shorten them guys.
hint, y'all.
He's a D.
He's a D, right.
He's a D.
Yeah,
Shorten
yeah.
it. Shorten
3
it.
lines.
Yeah.
When are you coming to Richmond, Virginia?
Ooh. I don't know that that's on the schedule for 2020.
When is the book coming out? John Redmond.
Which
John-
one? We got so many. Which one?
It's like 4 or 5
Yeah,
of them
which
now.
one?
Let's see. Are you gonna be bringing some of CJ's father's famous dressing
To
watch
where?
to the
yourself.
future 2020 1% Club Conference?
Oh, yeah.
Asking for
Watch
a friend.
yourself. Watch yourself.
Oh, tell him actually December 8th.
That's Barney Landrix. What'd you say?
It's not going to work.
You good?
December 28th?
No,
don't
not
think we can
December
do it?
29th. Yeah, I'm saying next year, your father made it for December 8th.
Oh, okay.
We had an event here.
Yep.
He made it, but that was people who were probably extreme execution
Oh.
life coaching, so he made it for them.
So maybe we do
yeah.
like a raffle or something, a drawing. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
saying?
send
Somebody
it.
would
We enter your name into,
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, watch
You
yourself.
need
'cause
some
you
of
can't turn
Jamie's
back.
chicken and rice, some of Pam's desserts. Sock it to me. Sock it to me, cake. What's that Kool-Aid when she make? That Kool-Aid boy.
Yeah, I'm about to.
that's the strawberry cake. Oh yeah, don't.
Yeah,
don't
that's what I'm
remind
saying.
me.
Like, y'all messing me up
I'm
right
having
now.
flashbacks. Chris Story 91 said, "Hey ET, just found out my grandmother has MS. Any advice that you have?"
Oh yeah, reduce the stress. You know, please reduce the stress. Try to get her vitamin C. Keep her happy all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. That's my immediate. And then go online, man. Man, I wish Didi was here because she knows online spots. But maybe I can get if I have their
So
information,
do
I
this.
can have Didi
Give
send
me.
that to him.
No, I was gonna say, get the information. I'll have Sierra put it in the notes.
Oh, beautiful.
On the website, so you can go on the
got it.
website and
Good,
check out the
thank you.
notes.
Yeah, thank you for caring about your grandma and asking.
Oh man, y'all asking some real. I'm like, y'all might not want to use the public. You think I should read that? Hang on.
Oh, it's like this.
This one
The
right
one with the T. I forgot you can't see.
You see how far you hold it?
Oh. I'm like,
I
bro,
don't know if I
you
want to
might want
answer
to
that.
DM that.
Yeah, that you might want me to counsel you. That's
That's a
counsel.
public platform.
That's counsel.
Okay, hold on. Okay, wow. I didn't want to do this one, but it's actually very, very good.
Send that one to me though, because we need to get him help.
I will.
Yeah,
I mean, in more than one way.
Yeah, no
'Cause
question.
you didn't. What is how you say? Tweet it. IG
tweet it.
it. You done IG that out. Okay. This is from Make
Real estate real.
Right. That's what I thought he was gonna say.
Make Gains Taste Good.
Let Jamal stop
Okay.
playing.
One gotta go.
Right.
The Powerful Black Female Edition.
Ooh.
Oprah, Beyonce, or Michelle Obama. Now you just wrong for that. You just wrong for that. But I know who y'all gonna say, and
We gonna have to because
I'm just
we
saying
know
this
you
song
gonna
is
say it.
right,
So
no
we gonna
doubt.
say the
Better
other
not
one
fix
so
your
that
lips.
that way you can say
You
her.
better not fix
so
your lip. No, one gotta go.
Yeah, so we gonna say the one that's gotta go because you gonna keep her. Beyonce gotta go.
Gotta go out of that crew. That's the only
Beyonce
one.
gotta go. Yeah. What you want us to not have the first black president?
We'll see you next week. Wow, y'all
We didn't make the rotation up. Somebody else made it up.
It's
What
a
has
setup.
Oprah ever done? You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I'm with you, but what? Let's see. How do you? This last one. Shout out to Chill Kid. How do you know if the business opportunity in front of you is the right move?
So my answer to this now is, and this is so cool for me because I love millennials. People trip on millennials.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's the right move or not. Make it, and then if it ain't, make another one. Let's just figure it out. Like millennials now not on that loyalty 30 years to no company thing. Like you do what's making you happy. And at first I used to trip on it, but I'm like, no, they're actually right.
Because
Like
somebody else is getting happy.
off
so why
happy
you
off
can't
of what
be
you're
happy?
doing. So make the decisions that make you happy, and let's move on. So
Follow us on S2S Podcast, man. If you want to leave your questions, we'll try to get them read live on the radio. So that's it for me. Carl, you got anything else you want to get off your chest? Have y'all started shopping yet?
no, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, no, we don't do that, bro.
Well, y'all shop year round.
I shop year round. But I must be honest with you. There are two things that my wife asked for, but I had called Tiffany Montgomery. I had to find out how to get that stuff.
Oh, whoa, is that deep?
Ooh.
Whoa, what? Care to
Called
share?
Tiffany. Well, because she might listen to the podcast, so.
She asked for it.
But
Right.
I
So
don't want her to know that I'm
that you
getting
getting
it.
it. It's too late. You said it.
She's not listening to the podcast. Oh, public service announcement.
Okay, yeah.
Me and E had to talk about this the other day. Listen, our wives do not listen to this podcast. Does Tamisha listen?
Bro, Tamisha don't even know that we do a podcast.
Thank you. Okay.
Or when we do it.
When
Okay.
we do it.
So, for those of you people out there in listener land, we appreciate you very much. However, don't
Yeah,
run
please don't
and
do
tell
that.
them.
Please, because that's when she
nothing.
listens.
Right.
She don't know no other way.
From
Tell
somebody.
them what we talking about.
Right.
They don't. Candace will never know
Didi
we
will
talked about her
never know.
retiring
Yeah.
until one of y'all see her in the streets.
Right.
And say, "Oh,
And you know what?
congratulations."
You're not even saying it because you got a good heart. I'm calling you out right now. You don't even have a good heart. That's not why you're doing it.
Trying to
you
be
want,
messy.
Yeah, you want to let it be known that you know.
You
know
broke
what
the
I'm saying?
news.
Yeah, you want to let. I know you listen to the podcast.
Wow.
I know CJ. I know
Yeah,
you.
come on.
And I want you to know I know you. So I'm gonna run up on you
Come
and tell you
on.
what was
Don't
said on
say
the
nothing.
podcast.
Stop.
Don't do that. Don't do that because now I got to
Stop.
deal with Didi. And I'm not just talking about friends. I'm talking about family. Didi family at the Thanksgiving. You want to tell Didi, ask her a question about what was said on the podcast.
Can we just
She don't
beg?
even know that podcast exists. So you listening as family, and I'm grateful for that. But you don't gotta say to Didi, "Oh, Didi, remember when he said that part? I didn't even know y'all was." And neither did Didi know.
And
So
then
let's
it's like
keep it
from
like
8
that.
months ago, and you like, I
I
don't
don't
know.
even
You
remember
sitting
that.
there looking dumb. Golly.
And Didi be so pissed. So you got all our business in the streets. I'm like, what?
D got to be used to that though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You've
she
been doing
is,
it forever.
But she keeps saying,
Well,
this gonna
Jalen-
be the year for you to shut your big mouth.
2020.
2020.
Right after I eat the
The
beans.
shut up tour.
Right after I eat the beans and greens. Yeah, no. So that's a serious note. Y'all
It is.
stop.
No, that's serious. We
stop-
serious.
Stop telling them. As a matter of fact, if you know us personally, don't listen to this podcast.
You snitch.
Just turn it off.
You snitch.
First 48. You done cracked under pressure. As soon as they brought you a lemonade and a Chick-fil-A sandwich, you told the whole thing. Any announcements we got? Phenomenal Life
Phenomenal
Mexico.
Life. Yep, that's it.
Stop snitching 2020.
Don't get us in trouble, E. Somebody gonna cut that clip up. Like, oh, he
Hey,
said
Didi, did you
stop.
hear that?
'Cause let me tell you something. In my neighborhood, we telling. Okay. Phenomenal Life Mexico. Listen, man, check it out. If you guys never rock with us at an event, this would be a great event to do so.
Yeah.
We are going to be in Mexico at the beautiful Escarat Resort. It is going to be an amazing time. Listen, man, we are going to do a bunch of development, kind of the kind we do here. All right, it's going to be fun and some personal development stuff, some marriage stuff, some relationship stuff, some single stuff. They had a singles night last time. It was off the chain. They went out and hung out. And, man, so make sure you join us in Mexico. We're going to do a ton of personal development. And I don't know how many spots are left, but it's filling up. Shout out to Tay who texted me. It was like, hey, make sure you remind the listeners that we're going to Mexico. So we're excited about that. Bring the kids or don't bring the kids. Either way, I have my full family there, but I got the cheat code and my mom and dad coming. So, I can see them when I want and send them off on their own when I want. So that's a blessing. E, you got anything else before you get to this nugget of the day?
Oh, the nugget of the day or something else before the nugget of the day?
Something else before the nugget of the day?
Eat dressing. You know what I'm saying? Get you the black eyed peas, get you the greens. No, seriously, do whatever it takes. I do not want to hear that mess in 2020 about you still not happy, you still entertaining people you shouldn't be entertaining, you still not where you want to be financially. Like, I'm just tired of people not taking full advantage of all the resources around. And we say this all the time, and we mean it with all of our heart. We're not trying to humiliate ourselves, but we are saying if we could do it, it could be done. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We did not start, with, collect $200. Like, we started, as it relates to entrepreneurship, we all started at the bottom. We do not come from entrepreneurs. So for real, take the stuff that we're giving you and use it. Think about it like E.T. don't read books. Like, think about that. Think about how I take one principle from a book and apply it and look at how my life has changed. So don't listen to this for entertainment. Literally take at least one or two principles and go apply it to your life, man, so that you, your family, whatever, you can really live the American dream, man.
Hey, I'm gonna give one more quick thing from your pops. Yeah, your pops was kicking it last week, and Pop said we was talking about how he prepared a dress, and bruh, I didn't realize he was doing it for that many people.
Oh yeah,
that's insane.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize he was doing it like
that's
he
why
doing
I said
it
this time. Just do it one for the church, and we good.
I'm saying he doing it for like the whole like holiday season. It ain't like a Thanksgiving thing. Thanksgiving gone, and he still.
Yeah.
But what he said to me is like, what people don't realize is that you control the ingredients that go into your life. So he's like, when I do this,
Pops.
Yeah, I was like, Pops, I gotta shout you out.
I ain't get this knowledge from nowhere.
You feel me?
Yeah, he said, he's like, for real, like if I taste the seasoning and it don't taste good to me, why would I put it in my food? So he was saying,
always say that. I don't like that answer though. When you're trying to cook, like, if it don't taste good, don't put it in.
Right.
But he was just like, when it comes to your life, he's like, it's the same thing. Don't put ingredients in your life that you don't like how they taste. You don't like. He's like, you know what I'm saying? So if he gave the before the nugget, so I'm gonna make that the nugget, and we out of here, y'all.
Free nugget. Hey, Carl, you get a round of applause for that.
Woo!
Hey, appreciate y'all listening, man. Hey, listen, everybody always say, how can I help the podcast? Go share this with somebody, man. Tell somebody else to listen. Make sure y'all keep rocking with us. Go to iTunes and leave us a review. Apparently that helps. And man, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We out of here. We'll see you next week.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity